Taj came out of the game without any more discomfort, which is great. Um, he showed a toughness, um, and I remember even talking to his mom on Friday night, where Friday night he said, "I'm playing." I'm playing. Tape it up. I'm playing. The reason why he was able to play was he's so strong that it was stable. If the subluxation had caused weakness, where another hit could have perhaps had it go out on him again, um, then you wouldn't play him. But between the harness and the strength, there was no greater risk that he would re-injure the shoulder, but it was uncomfortable. It was painful. And so it's good that he came out of that. And hopefully he gets to where he's playing better. 2, 3 weeks ago, we talked about the fact that Taj was probably our best player, and that was pre some of the exhibition stuff. And since that time, he really hasn't played as well, offensively or defensively. He recognizes that. He's working on that. I have confidence that he can, regain it. I would say this, that, and one of the things I'll probably talk to him about, I know that he hasn't shot the ball as well. He hasn't scored as well. But that now has also affected his defense. And that he can fix that, and he's going to fix that quickly. Taj can really defend and really make plays. And if I could get him to focus on that, the offense will come. Right now, I think he's worried about his shot and scoring and things like that, as kids would. Antoine ran in the pool this morning, and I've not talked to the trainer about how that went yet. Said he was much better this morning than he was yesterday. And we'll see this afternoon if he's able to get some shots. So he still is, he's still questionable for Friday.
For Taj, is that something that rest, rehab can help, or is this going to be a matter of dealing with pain?
I don't think Taj's play has anything to do with his injury right now. Perhaps it did at Colorado, but it's not a matter of rest, rehab. It's a matter of just time for that soreness to go away, and so I'm confident that he'll be okay.
You watched the film from that second half. What were your takeaways? Or maybe different from when you were sitting there in person?
Well, it was pretty helpless, and we had Bible study with the team that afternoon before the game, and our pastor Randy Roberts in Scripture was talking about the pursuit of the prize and the pursuit of the relationship with God, and that pursuit needed to be disciplined, and that pursuit needed to have purpose, and that the quotation was about not being aimless in your activities and in your life. And I thought there were times in the game as we go through this process that our effort is aimless. We give effort, but how constructive is it? Spacing, timing, screening, defending on and off the ball, following the scouting report, the plan. Nothing wrong with the effort, but if it's aimless, it's not going to be effective. And I thought that was a great teaching point, and I think our guys understood that, watching the tape. We have to make shots to be able to win. We made enough shots in the first half and in the first 8 minutes in the second half. In fact, in the first 8 minutes in the second half, we probably missed 2 or 3 easy ones where we could have taken the lead. And and then once you can't score, when we're not getting stops, and we're taking the ball out of the net, we're not getting anything in fast break and transition because we're taking it out of the net. So it affects us offensively. There's no easy baskets. Everything is in the half court, and you're not making shots. It gets compounded. And then, like Taj might let his lack of offense affect his defense, we might have let the score and their run affect our aimless effort. And so that was good. That was a good learning opportunity from that standpoint. I told you I don't care. I guess I've used the term 4 and 44. I guess I could use the term 1 and 31. I don't care what it looks like. I care that we played with them for 28 minutes, and after 28 minutes of basketball, we should have had the lead based on what we could have controlled. And we were down 4 or 5 at that point. And so we get ready to take on Louisiana Lafayette on Friday night. Our third straight team that made the NCAA tournament from a year ago. They bring everybody back but their point guard. Their point guard's awfully good. He's in the NBA right now. But they've got an NBA potential center. And they play 11 guys, and they're very athletic and extremely well coached. My concern would be that as I look at, there are two things that have bothered us a little bit so far. One is size, and the second thing would be athleticism. Colorado's power forward, starting power forward, number one, Gordon, I think, and I may have used this as an example post-game. He's a good player. He's a solid Pac-12 player. But he looked like a first-team All-Pac-12 player against us because he was able to just get offensive rebounds, get post touches really close to the basket, and we don't have enough size to challenge him at the rim. And that could be a problem against teams that have some size. And Louisiana Lafayette has got some size. They've got obviously one great player, and I think their power forward is also awfully good. So that's going to be a problem, the size. And then the second thing would be athleticism. I thought if you looked at Wisconsin and Milwaukee's players that were effective, Alvin Spriggs was very effective. He was their best athlete. And I thought some of Colorado's athleticism, gave us problems, getting into the lane, so on and so forth, unable to make plays and pressure because their athletes were just a little bigger and a little faster, a little quicker, and a lot taller. So Friday night will be a real challenge. We're going to have to elevate our play to win.
How much does the defensive rebounding differential? I think they almost doubled you up on that. How much does that kind of concern you going forward?
It concerns me, but what would concern me more is if we were in the right places at the right time and they still scored and rebounded. We were in the wrong places too often, and that's something that I can correct, and we will, and we'll try to correct as we get better. Obviously, it's funny, you watch Kobe Bryant last night and listen to Kobe and listen to him talk about, with every new season, with every team. It's like, first of all, he feels like they're a lot better than a 2-9 team. And I don't know whether they are or not, but I think he genuinely feels they are. Second of all, they've obviously they're going through a lot, something that the Lakers aren't typically used to. They're getting a little help back in Nick Young, which encourages them. And he talks about just getting better. That was his focus last night at his press conference. Okay, tonight it was he said we've gotten better, and it was good enough to beat Atlanta last night. It's the thing I've been telling you all along. It's the same thing that Charles Barkley said, the same thing. We just got to keep getting better. And so, I think that in spite of not playing as well in Colorado, I thought in some ways we got better in some areas.
You have a clearer picture on Matthew Adela's future for the season?
The one thing that's very hopeful for Matthew is that he had a stress fracture. We put a rod in his leg, but it was a very small, thin stress fracture. It was almost all the way through the bone. But the problem with the depth of the fracture was there wasn't enough trauma in that fracture, not enough blood circulation to really create an atmosphere for healing. So as a result, he healed slowly and obviously not completely, even though the crack went away. Now the same crack has reopened, but it's opened at a greater depth. Not all the way through, but which is going to create more blood, which created some more trauma, which will create a much stronger heal. So Matthew's going to heal much better because of this injury. It makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. The doctor's explaining that to me, and obviously I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but I'm not a doctor. I'm just repeating what those guys told me, and it makes sense.
So no surgery. He's just gonna have to sit and heal.
Sit and heal. Sit and heal.